Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you guys tune in about an hour and a half from now. We'll be doing our live stream Friday night. It's Friday night, of course. We do every Friday and Monday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern, keeping you up to speed with everything that is the Dallas Cowboys. And, as much as I love the music, I'm gonna go ahead and kill the music because I know I've got some people out there that say, "Man, I'm not here for the dance party. I'm here for the news." So let me kill the music. Shout out to Ron Oliver because he's taking care of bringing us great music for our mix here. The Dallas Cowboys are now finished as far as OTAs, minicamp, and off-season team workouts until minicamp kicks off on July 22nd, where you, the fan, can actually go to Oxnard. We are so happy to hear that things are back, getting back to normal for the Dallas Cowboys as well as for the country as a whole. The interesting thing here is I saw this clip as I was getting set up. I'm getting set up for my live stream, like I said. We'll be kicking off in a bit. And I wanted to share this because I don't know that I've ever heard a compliment that started out, who is this year's Cleveland Browns team going to be, and it being a positive statement. And by that, they're talking about the Cleveland Browns literally turned their season around from last year to this year. And I want to point out something that, actually, and I have to give credit where credit's due to Michael Anthony Fitness reactions on all social media platforms. He reminded me that the Cleveland Browns, who ended up playing great last year, they started the team predicated on the run, so Baker Mayfield didn't have to be the be-all, end-all, and everything for that team. That team had a great defense, a really good running game, and basically Baker Mayfield could be, as they call it, a bus driver. Part of the reason why the Cleveland Browns are where they are is because of the Philadelphia Eagles. If you took that Philadelphia Eagle trade where they traded with the Browns to move up to get Carson Wentz, you can look at the tale of two cities here, because you've seen the Cleveland Browns be infused with talent, and right now the Eagles scrambling to try and get some. They're still trying to make up for the other players that they didn't get from the Carson Wentz trade. When you give up a lot of draft capital like the Eagles did, you've got to be damn sure that you hit on that quarterback, because if you don't, like the Eagles who had to send him packing, you end up being screwed. And you can almost look at the Rams being, the Rams are one that they don't believe in keeping first-round picks. They trade all of them. I think it's, my great-grandkids might be around before the Rams have another first-round pick. But they're another team that you look at from the standpoint of, I actually look at the Titans as better built at the moment with homegrown talent because of the trades that they did with the Rams. And you can look pretty much around the NFL with all these teams that have made mega moves to get quarterbacks, that the teams that were on the other side of it are actually in better shape. So I want to go to this clip here because they're talking about who will be the surprise team, most improved team this year.
Right, they won 11 games for the first time since 1994. They beat their division rival Steelers in the playoffs, leading by as many as 28 points in the game. But it's been a long climb for fans in Cleveland, because when you look at it, remember just 4 years ago, the team went winless, 0-16 in just the second time in NFL history.
Wow.
They won 11 games this past year, which was 3 less than they had won over the previous 4 seasons. It was also the first time they had a winning season since 2007. So I want to bring Kimberly in for this part of the discussion, because we were sitting around wondering, thinking about this, how amazing it was that the Browns popped on the radar and went to the playoffs last year and won a game. Guys, which team is this year's Browns? Marcus, I'll start with you.
All right, before I get the eye rolls and Rob Ning talk about
they're
you
coming.
just so committed.
They're coming.
I don't want to hear it, okay? I do not feel like dealing with y'all today. Ryan, you cool, because you always give me some grace on this. The Dallas Cowboys It's the Dallas Cowboys, y'all.
Everybody's
listen,
eyes are rolling.
I get it.
Except me.
I get it, and I know y'all know the affinity that I have for the Dallas Cowboys, but the bottom line is this. At some point, we got to recognize that it was the perfect storm for this football team last year. It was the
really
worst
was.
possible situation you could try to play a football season in. They had a starting quarterback by the name of Ben DiNucci play. They had 5 offensive linemen that did not have more than 3 years total experience playing in the National Football League. A defense that had guys out of position every single Sunday because McCarthy wanted to hire Mike Nolan, I guess because they was cool. But whatever. Listen, the Dallas Cowboys will resurge. They'll go to the playoffs this year, and it'll be the team that resembles the Cleveland Browns. And ironically, the Browns before the 11-5 season were 6-10 as well. Go check the Cowboys record from last year.
Okay, Rob, who you got?
This is one that's crazy.
Look, I'm going to stay in this division with the Cowboys. I'm not going with the Cowboys. I'm going with the New York Giants. And on paper, if you look at what they've added to this roster, you know, they got Daniel Jones coming back. Yes, they were the 31st ranked offense. I understand that. But you have a healthy Barkley coming back. You go out and you sign Galloway to a big contract at the receiver position. You go get Kyle Rudolph. So they're going to have 2 tight end sets with 2 good tight ends that can run routes. Their defense has gotten better. So I think the Giants under Joe Judge, don't say it, because I've played for him. I think Joe Judge is going to have the Giants playing fast.
Here come the Judge.
So I think the Giants have a chance. I think the Giants have a chance, come on now, to beat the Cowboys, to beat the Eagles, to beat Washington, the football team. I think they can win a division. I'm going with the Giants.
Jason Garrett,
so you're
Daniel
saying
Jones.
There's a chance. Kimberly, who you got?
Ryan, why didn't we just name this segment the Homer segment? Because I know, Ryan, I know your pick is going to be the Eagles. Like, can we... surprise me a little bit, guys. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So maybe Rob will be happy with this one, but I feel like everybody's so focused on Buffalo and Miami. Like, those are the teams that we should watch in the AFC East. I'm going with the Patriots. I feel like everybody's overlooking what Bill Belichick has built this offseason, because you've got a team that retooled in the offseason. You got a head coach and 2 quarterbacks who are looking to prove that they're championship material. And the Patriots spent $160 million in like 9 days to revamp a team that went 7-9. Think about it. They had such a depleted roster and went 7-9. After all that cash, all these guys that they brought in, I expect the Patriots to make some noise.
Okay, and by the way, Kimberly,
Ryan.
Go ahead.
The one thing about this conversation is I don't have to worry about my quarterback situation.
Ooh.
I'm going to just leave that on the table, and we're going to move forward. Go ahead, Ryan. I don't need to hear it, Kim and Rob. I don't need to hear it. Go ahead, Ryan. I got static.
Look, all I was going to say was I don't even have a pick in this segment, but if I did, it was going to be the Eagles. So anyway, moving on.
Okay. I got to tell you, you can see that Marcus Spears is beginning to get his voice and start to feel himself. And it seems like he's having a bit of fun being the resident Dallas Cowboys supporter on ESPN. But realistically, looking at this, I'm sorry. I know that there's a lot of people that are on the Giants bandwagon. If they get Barkley back and he's going to be healthy. Well, Barkley's never healthy. And as we stand here right now today, he is still very, very limited. We're a little over a month away for them to open up training camp, and he's still not quite 100%. And so going into a season with a guy who consistently stays injured and he's coming in on a weakness, I'm not sure that that's going to bode well, that you're going to get what you think you're going to get from Barkley. Now, of course, all of this is personal opinion and things, but I just don't see that. And Daniel Jones, I'm sorry, what I've seen of Daniel Jones, who is the first quarterback in the history of the NFL to have more fumbles than actually games played, I'm not sure that Jason Garrett is the one to turn him into a quarterback monster. I look at quarterbacks under Jason Garrett, who was a former quarterback himself. When he got a hold of Tony Romo already had everything that he had going for him. As far as Dak Prescott went, Dak ended up being the 3rd and 4th string quarterback in the offseason, And basically, because of injury at the last minute, he ended up becoming the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys and basically came in the door with what he already had skills-wise. Jason Garrett's track record of creating great quarterbacks, it's not like Andy Reid. And so I'm not sure that Daniel Jones, even though they have a plethora of weapons, having a plethora of weapons without an offensive line to block for you and a guy who can pull the trigger doesn't work. We'll see if that happens. Of course, Washington did win the division at 7-9, and it's interesting that they put out there that 7-9 was the New England Patriots, who were talking about being able to turn it around. I dare say that when you think about the players that the Patriots had that sat out last year for COVID, I believe that last year was by design. If we have a bad season, we end up having all these players set. They got cap room to sign that $160 million worth of players. They ended up getting high draft picks, and they got a cushier schedule. So from the standpoint of saying who might be the most improved team, it might be the New England Patriots that end up coming back with a vengeance. Never, ever, and I mean ever, bet against Bill Belichick. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get in here and get ready, get set up for the live stream. I hope you guys and you ladies tune in. We'll be recapping everything that's happened thus far this offseason for the Dallas Cowboys. And, man, 3 months ago was before we had actually signed Dak Prescott to a contract. There's a lot of changing that has taken place in the last 3 months. But you know what time it is. That's right. I know it's probably not up loud enough. I got to turn it up some more. We'll get it right. I'll see you soon.